हेलो एवरीवन। आज हम एक ऐसी हैबिट के बारे में बात करेंगे जो हर एक यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट को डेवलप करनी चाहिए ताकि वो जल्दी से सफलता पा सके। Today we are going to talk about which is the most important habit which a UPSC aspirant must have for quick success. This habit can be applied in any other competitive exams, but this video has been specifically made for UPSC aspirants. So let me just share the screen. So when I talk about most important habit, what comes to your mind first? Is it good coaching or proper notes or reading current affairs or maybe sticking to the timetable, eating healthy, being consistent, having a proper sleep cycle? Which habit comes to your mind? Think about it for a moment. The most important habit for the UPSC exam. Come on. Think about it, reflect. Because if the answer comes from within you, it gets more inside your system. Do let me know your views on the comment section, what you thought, and then what do you think about the content I shared. So the most important habit is art of studying smart. Yes, it is studying smart. Why? Because the score matters. We read a lot. Many aspirants read a lot and lot. Obviously, their mind is expanding, but then they're not scoring well. Why? Because it's not coming to their mind during the exam and they tend to forget. They cannot really compile everything and, put it down on paper. So for your scores to reflect well, you need to start studying smart because the content is very vast and it keeps on adding up every single day. Now, how to study smart? What is studying smart and how can you achieve it? Smart studying कैसे कर सकते हैं? पहला, invest more time in scoring subjects. Do you know 80% of your marks come from just 20% of the content? You need to identify that through going through the previous year papers. That is why going through previous year questions is very much emphasized because your 80% marks come from the 20% content. So finish off 20% of the content first. It will hardly take 2 to 3 months, and then you can focus on the other contents and then revise this 20% thoroughly. That can fetch you very high marks. Then comes the time management. Most people are so much occupied with the general studies content and then they are stuck with current affairs that they hardly focus on the optional subject. But the point is, people score more or less the same. There is not much variation in the marks of general studies papers, but the marks varies hugely when it comes to the optional subject. So you need to devote 70% of your time to the high scoring subjects and especially the optional subject. So invest more time in scoring subjects, that is the first. Then invest 70% of your time in your optional subject. You can also be wise to choose a high scoring optional subject. If you are not very much sure of which optional subject to select, or like you don't have a background of any particular subject, then please select a high scoring optional subject. Now, people don't realize that essay is just the compilation of all the knowledge they gathered in their preparation for GS 1, 2, 3, 4, and even the optional subject if it correlates like law optional. So there has to be no separate time for preparing for essay. Yeah, essay writing practice is important, but you don't really need a separate time to prepare the content for it. It is just you prepare for the rest of the papers and your essay is already prepared easily. You just need to connect the dots and that comes only with practice. Fourth point is you need to revise. If you read some random articles here and there is like it's almost impossible to remember it, recollect it when you are writing the paper. So it's very important to revise, and don't just read random articles, make proper notes, because then you need to revise it. If you don't have notes, how will you revise it? Revision is the single most important thing in your UPSC exam preparation. So that is the fourth point, revise, because forgetting curve is the reality. There have been several researches which prove that people forget. We forget in a specific timeline. I'll give you an example. If you start something, a new topic or a new project, if you don't go back to it within 48 hours, it will be like hitting a reset button and you would be not remembering much of it. So it's very important that you go to a topic within 48 hours. Suppose you start with the fundamental rights, Article 12, the state. You read it on Monday, and then you are opening the book on Saturday. So it is more than 48 hours. Then it would be very hard for you to recall what you learned on Monday. So that will be whole wastage of efforts, energy, time, total mismanagement of time, and all the energy is going in drain. And we don't really want it. Time is short. We want to clear the exam as quickly as possible, probably in just first attempt or maybe in just 2 attempts. So please keep these points in your mind, and they will really take your preparation to the next level. So according to the forgetting curve, plan your schedule and keep on revising. And last point is notes. The notes of many aspirants are like the research thesis. It's as if they are doing some PhD exam. If you are laughing, then you are one of those. So that is wrong, because it's almost impossible to read all of those before exam if your notes are too bulky. So your notes should be very crisp. We personally encourage the mind maps, notes through mind maps. They are just 1-page notes, and they're very quick to revise and also very flexible enough to add more points. Also, when you are mind mapping, your mind can recall better, remember better. There are several other benefits of mind maps. We can discuss it in some other video. So if you're not comfortable with mind maps, then make your notes as crisp as possible. Suppose the topic is amendment or anti-defection law, then it should be just 1 page. Just one side of the page should have anti-defection. Amendment can go till 1.5 page at max, not more than that. And it should cover all the important points. Now, please don't keep your handwriting very tiny to fit it in 1 page. No, that's cheating. You need to keep it as crisp as possible. That is the 5th point. So these are some of the points how you can study smart. And if you start studying smart, you will reach there in just no time. And your preparation will be benefited massively. So if you have any queries, do write us in the comment section. You can even mail us, visit our website. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. See you soon.